Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What you see in front of you is the Canik TP9SF versus the Ruger SR9 II. And that's yours, right, young Beretta?
Mm-hmm.
What we decided to do was do a video on the best affordable striker fired handgun. Now, some of you will be asking, where's the Smith & Wesson, either the M&P, which is a little bit more expensive, or the SD9 VE. I've looked at those several times. I really do not care for the triggers. If you're gonna be paying $300 and some odd change to $399, which is what I purchased this one for, I think you should get a little bit better trigger without having to go to the aftermarket to improve your trigger.
Yeah, the trigger on the SD9 VE is garbage.
It's just not.
It just is.
It's just not very good. And then there's some Taurus pistols, and to be honest with you, I don't have much experience with the Taurus pistols, so
I would not do one though, because they're questionable, big time.
So I would not do. I mean, I didn't include a Taurus pistol in this. This is what we think our dollars, the best pistol our dollars can buy in the Striker Fired series. So if you have another idea of something that you think is just as good, or that you'd like to compare it to these guns, go ahead and throw that in the comment section, and we may get back to you on what our thoughts are on it too. But for right now, we're gonna go versus video, the 9E versus the TP9SF. We'll be shooting them next. Thanks for watching.
This video is brought to you by Target Sports USA, who provided this wonderful American Eagle 124 grain ammo.
Yeah, we want to thank Target Sports USA for sending us out some ammo to shoot, and it's bringing us this video right here, this versus video. So thanks goes out to them. Check them out online, guys. Their prices are pretty aggressive, and I know
Free shipping on bulk ammo.
And I know it's tough to find a good price on ammo right now, or even ammo availability. So check them out at Target Sports USA, see what they got. All right, guys, let's shoot these things next. Okay, guys, the Ruger SR9E seems to be wearing quite well there, young Beretta.
Yeah.
No issues, no rust problems, nothing like that. It's a good looking gun. I love the two that I have. I have the two regular SR9 pistols. So this is the E model. And it's already dangered up, so let's shoot this thing.
Safety.
Oh, you have it.
Yeah.
Not a big fan of these safeties. On my Ruger SR9s, I always have them off. But if you're a guy that has to have a safety because you want one, there it is for you right there. It's easy to put on and off, even in a firing position. Just a sweep of the thumb. Putting it on from this position is a little tricky. Taking it off is a little bit easier. Feels like home. You know, I think the trigger has broken in a little bit on yours, because I complained to you that this 9E, the trigger did not seem as nice as it was on my SR9s, which I have two of them. I'm still a big fan of this handgun, guys, and I know a lot of you guys have gone out and bought these because of the price, because of the quality that you get. I understand that. It's a nice looking gun. It feels good in the hand, and as you can tell, you can shoot it fairly quickly. The groups are respectable for the rate that I was firing on that. And I have not shot a Ruger SR9 in a year.
Something like that.
Yeah, since last summer. So it's been the better part of a year since I fired one before. And like I said, it feels like home, man. It just shoots so nice. All right, let's check out the Canik TP9SF next.
All right, guys, let's go over the sights real quick on both of these pistols. The Ruger has a traditional 3-dot sight setup on it, while the Canik TP9SF has more of a hybrid 3-dot setup, because it also has a bar dot setup like on an older 6-hour P-Series handgun or Beretta M9. Now, between those two sight setups, I personally prefer the Ruger 9E sights because they are faster and easier to aim, and they have a more minimal sight picture that isn't as busy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I like that point.
However, the Ruger does have more air in between the front and rear sight, which makes them more of a combat style sight setup, which I'm perfectly fine with because that's what I'm used to, like on my Walther PPQs.
Okay, guys, the Canik TP9SF. Let's see how we do. Okay, just trying to do some double taps there, trying to shoot it similarly to the way I shot the Ruger. I did find the Ruger a little bit easier to control on double taps, even though the Canik does a good job of that. A little bit more felt recoil, even with the 4.5-inch barrel on the SF. To me, I was feeling a little bit more recoil compared to the way that the Ruger handles recoil. Do you have an aftermarket spring assembly in that?
Yeah, that's the SS Guide Rod.
Okay, so this is stock, and this is stock plastic?
No, it's steel.
Oh, it is. It's metal of some sort. Okay.
Probably just isn't as high quality, honestly.
Well, regardless, it did feel like the Ruger was a little bit quicker. I'll have to watch the video myself to see if that in fact is the case. If it's the case, then yeah, the Ruger shot a little bit faster. Decent groups. I think maybe the Ruger group was a little bit tighter still. Now, granted, this is the end of the first 200 rounds with this handgun. Yeah. So not as much experience with this handgun, but flawless, 100% reliable is my first thought on it. And
which trigger do you prefer after shooting them back to back?
I think your trigger is broken in, and I kind of like it a little bit better.
I can tell you why that is. You know, from just shooting this gun today, you guys, this trigger has a little bit more grit in it. It feels like, where the Ruger, though, it's smooth. It's like a Walther PPQ. This one, it just has a little bit more going on before you hit the wall and it breaks.
You know, it could be just because, like I said, you have 400, almost 500 rounds through yours, and this is only, 200 rounds into it. Yeah. So we'll see how it breaks in.
All right, guys, young Beretta here. It was as I assumed. Beretta Senior preferred slightly overall so far the Ruger 9E over the Canik TP9SF. Now, I already know kind of which one I prefer, hint, but I'm going to try to be as objective as I can be. So we're going to go for headshots on the shootsteel.com steel target. Okay, so that was a light primer strike. Again, we're shooting American Eagle. That was actually a failure to eject. Okay. So that was a fail from my gun. Sad face. And it shot a group like that.
Wow.
17 rounds.
Nice shooting.
It just has a very good trigger pull. Let me show you this to you guys real quick. So this is the trigger pull on the Ruger 9E, okay? So here's the start. This is your take up, and then it breaks.
It's a nice trigger, man.
Yeah. Reset. All the way out practically. Very good though. Very smooth.
All right, get that Canik.
All right, so here is the Canik TP9SF. Again, we're going to shoot it on the head. First, let me talk about real quick what happened with the Ruger. It appeared that, we had a failure to extract. That could have been because it was a light load, not giving the slide enough inertia to rack the next round in and, extract the spent casing. So here we go with the Canik. I'm going to guess that was an ammo issue. What do you think?
I agree.
So right away, actually, I can tell that you were correct about the Ruger having a little bit less of a recoil impulse.
I thought so too.
This, you just feel it just a little bit more. The Ruger is more flat shooting, ever so slightly.
I'm glad you agree.
You can feel it. My rounds are hitting to the right. And I'm trying to aim to the center. That probably is a little sight problem. Yeah. So we have a little bit of a sight picture problem. We actually did already move over the front sight just a little bit because it was actually favoring the left, and it's toward the middle. It's actually a little bit too far over now.
Okay, so basically what you're saying is you and I had to adjust the sight because we noticed from the factory it was off a good 20-25%.
Yeah.
And so
now it looks like it's a little bit too far to the right.
Okay, so you and I had
probably gonna have to just tap that once.
Okay, so you and I had to move it But you shot this one really good too, man.
Yeah. And again, though, the trigger is better on the Ruger. It just is. Like, look at this, you guys. So here is, I'm resetting it right now. This is your reset. Yes, it's a lot shorter, but you still have a little bit of creep going on there. You see that? It's a little bit more going on compared to the Ruger. Obviously, the Ruger is a lot smoother, I think, right? What do you think?
Well, what I think is, guys, that the Ruger brake is a little bit better also. But, you know, we're splitting hairs on this. You know, as far as most shooters, they're not going to notice any difference at all. I mean, half the shooters out there don't even use the reset. So I think the bottom line is both of these pistols are very capable. Very capable. You got an 18-round Canik TP9SF, and you've got a Ruger SR9 that we both really like a lot. So,
and at the price point of, you know, less than $400, you guys, they are a steal. And like I said, we both think that they're better than the Smith & Wesson SD9 VE. That's just our opinion because they have better triggers. This is definitely a way better trigger than the SD9 VE because the SD9 VE has like an 8-pound trigger, and that is completely spongy. This is definitely better than that.
All right, guys, so there you have it. What we think is good that's out there. Pick your poison. Let us know if you like one that's better than these two. And if you haven't looked at either one of these, maybe it's time to look at them.
Thanks for watching the video, and as always, everyone, remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel here on YouTube for more guns and gear videos coming up in the future. And we'll catch you on the next one.